Hello, everyone. Look, hello, Reagan. Hello, Kim. And hello and welcome, Mr. Sirius. How are you tonight?
Hello. I'm tired.
You're tired. I'm gonna have to wake you up for an hour. But I hear you. I am also not at the best. I apologize for my voice, everyone. Um, I just had a huge coughing fit before we went live, before I came in. It's just not exactly perfect today, but we're gonna read through. We're gonna carry on, right, Mrs. Hill? Maybe I'll wake you up with some of the ridiculousness that was on the AITA threads this week. Hmm. What you think you're too tired that the tones of my voice are going to put you to sleep while I'm reading?
Well, that could happen, but the very fact that this has interrupted my nap,
Oh God!
I'm probably gonna think everybody is an asshole.
Oh my God! You probably will, including me, for waking you up for this. Oh, that's a good friend. You actually got up from your nap just to come here. That's nice. That's nice. You're a good egg. You're a really good egg. I'm going to owe you a favor for that one, aren't I? So we're gonna. On that note, so while you're still awake, let's get started. Hello, T King, and welcome, Krabby Hermit. It's nice to see you here. Hi, Raven. Okay, I'm gonna actually put it up then. You ready? We'll just
Uh,
we'll put you out of your misery quick so that you could go take a nap. Okay.
all right, which numbers is everybody's an asshole? I
Oh,
won't need
it's
the rest of
well,
them.
it number six is the whole world. Like number six is the whole world, and number three is usually everybody involved in the in the reading. But number six is like everyone in the whole world. If you got number six down, it sounds like it covers your situation. You know. All right, let's get started. Welcome, Kelly. All right, we're going to talk about it's a relationship issue. So it's a couple of screens long. So I'm going to check in with you every few seconds to make sure you're still with me, Mr. Serious. Should we have like a code word? Like I don't know. So my husband and I rarely fight or even disagree. We are best friends, and he is 1,000% wonderful. That sounds good. We have been together for 8.5 years and married half that time. We are 38 years old, female and a male. Last night we had friends over to play poker. I hadn't seen one of them in a while, so we were discussing old acquaintances, including one I could not stand because he had once told people we had sex when we absolutely did not. Well, this guy, Ian, is loud, obnoxious. Everybody hates him. I haven't seen him in 6 years. Almost an hour after discussing him, Ian actually video calls one of the friends. He was trying to get an invite to my place for the next poker game. Never going to happen. And they pass it around the table to say hi. I am civil with the guy. Hi, hope you are well. And he puts me on the spot saying I should invite him sometime. I say, maybe. It's just awkwardness, and I pass off the phone. There is Ian's new girlfriend in the background on the call, by the way. Okay, so my husband is past the phone and starts talking and inviting him over some other time. Cringe. And Ian says, oh, and here's my new girlfriend, so-and-so. My husband says, well done, Ian, in a creepy inflection, implying that his girlfriend is hot. Am I the asshole for this making me feel like absolute shit? Because I hate this guy. Everyone knows I hate this guy. It's already disrespectful, in my opinion, to comment on the appearance of a woman in front of your wife. But I felt so much crappier because I hate this guy, and my husband was being so offhanded with him and inviting him to a special game we were planning for the future, and the remark about his girlfriend's appearance. There are no trust issues. I love my husband. He loves me. We wouldn't cheat, etc. I just felt so disrespected. I mentioned it to him in a brief few seconds while the other friends were distracted, and he was apologetic for a sec. But then we all scattered to pee, get a drink, etc., and he said he was going to bed. In fairness, he had to work the next day. But I know him, and he was upset. Maybe with himself, but it felt like he was upset with me. He does get very moody, so I figured it would all be fine in the morning. I expected a text from him this morning saying, hey, honey, sorry, I disrespected you last night. Wasn't thinking, etc. And I would say, I'm sorry, I'm so sensitive. It just hurt my feelings. And then we could go about our day. He's at work until 4 p.m. and I'm dying to talk it out. I texted him I loved him, and he just wrote back he loved me too. I said I was feeling upset because he went to bed upset and it was bothering me, and he said, sorry I upset you last night. I will try to be more mindful of what I say. That text, ugh, like one of those, I'm sorry you got upset by what I said apologies rather than I'm sorry for doing or saying what I did or said. As if my reaction to it was the issue, not what's said. So am I the asshole? There's a lot here. If this don't wake you up, I don't know what will, because there's a lot here. Are you awake?
I am awake.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
I think that I'll start off because I think that this could be taken in two different ways. Like and the OTT over the top, I think was that meant. I think she went okay, when you're saying that, like, oh, like he was trying to show off his girlfriend, and I don't think, like, if you say, like, oh wow, your girlfriend is hot or something, or like, hey, or something like that, like if she was standing there and you're like hey, like you're cute or something, you're not, like, as far as I'm concerned, you're not saying anything nice about the guy. Like, the guy is being bypassed. Like,
Right.
fuck him. He's out of the picture. You're not saying anything about him in general. I think that anybody should be allowed to say, like, nice things to random people, like, even offhandedly, even if they might need a pick me up because they happen to be stuck in the same house with some douchebag.
You know what? I hear you. I do. Oh, but there's so much more here. There's so much more here. Not, I really don't think commenting. I mean, that was a common thing that guys say to each other, and I'm getting the understanding it's a mixed room. There's men and women, and it was a guy talking to a guy. Like, I get it. Like, that was a standard. I wouldn't have been offended by that part of it. I hear what you're saying. But what offends me is that everybody there, and I agree with Kim here, kind of knew she had an issue with this guy, and they're all passing it around, being like, all like not addressing the issue. I don't expect them to address the issue for her, but they're making her uncomfortable in her own home by, overly greeting him, especially the husband. I don't expect the friends, to make any issue, but if the husband knows the issue, and like, let's be honest, what he said, the reason she doesn't like him is a pretty big issue, isn't it? Especially between a man and a woman, a husband and a wife. If some other guy going around saying you had sex with them is a pretty, a pretty strong issue to have. I don't blame her for being upset. But everyone knew she couldn't stand the guy, and she just heard him say, like, she knows she doesn't want him in the house. Why would he invite him? Like, I understand awkward, but like, don't make it worse by putting a false invitation out. Just from reading that, I could tell there's no way she's ever having that person in her house. You think? I don't know.
And really all depends on, I'm not sure where, like, the line was crossed. See, my like, where I thought that her biggest complaints was when he was talking about his girlfriend. But if that's not the case, like, if the part that you're talking about was her issue,
well, that's why she doesn't like him to begin with. Like, she explained why she has issue with this person on the phone to begin with. Like, why he's not even there while everybody else was there. Remember, like, in the beginning, she is focusing on the comment. You're right. She's saying, like, he should apologize for that, but the way I read it, I don't know. Maybe I'm inferring too much into it. It seemed like a bigger issue to me than just that comment. Yeah.
I mean, if it was, it feels like if I was in that situation, it'd be like, I mean, yeah, my wife is being put on the spot by all our friends, by this by shoving this douchebag on a phone in front of her. But then at the same time, when they did it to me, I'm being put on the spot by them putting my wife's douchebag in front of my face. It's like, what am I supposed to say? Like, now I'm in the
Yeah.
hot spot,
Yeah.
and it's not that much different. I don't know this douchebag. What am I supposed to say? Like, I don't know I don't know what to say to make things better or make things worse. Now I'm just kind of playing it by ear, and hopefully
And
this
that's
will
where,
end soon.
yeah. And then be neutral. Don't invite them. Like, yeah, like be neutral if you don't know. Kim says again, I wouldn't be upset about the comment, and I agree. The comment didn't seem so bad to me as I would about them passing that phone around and the husband inviting him over. That's exactly what I was thinking, Kim. Like, we're on the same track there. That seemed more upsetting to me. Raven says, why was everyone against her, though? I think there's more there. You got a point, Raven? There's always more there. We never get the whole picture. It's so frustrating. Like, I need edits. I need like go back, and I need like get the whole story and then go back to like this is where it is now. Like I need more with these. They leave us hanging. There's just not enough there, you know?
Yeah, it
Oh.
seems to me like everybody in the group is friends, and everybody's friends with this guy, and
Yeah.
but the wife and the husband, I guess by connection, is not friends with this guy.
Right. So like and that's why he's not there. So like if they understand that, or maybe they don't, like that might be the other side of the story, that perhaps like if we open the door a little bit and say perhaps the friend group doesn't understand her issue with the man. You know, perhaps nobody does. And they just may think she's being contrary, so they don't know how to act. I might give them a little grace there that they don't actually know. But if they know what the issue is, if they know what he said and why she might be upset, I would be highly offended if that phone went around. Like, I don't know, but I might be that like asshole that pushed the button on that phone. You know, especially when she got the phone and tried to be nice. But there's the other thing. She actually talked to him. Hey, you know, it might not have got that bad how she just passed that phone on to the next person and didn't even speak to him. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if
She is giving a little bit of a contrary message there, in my opinion. I mean, I'm not discounting her feelings, but when you take that phone to say hi to them and you actually said hi to them, you're actually giving permission for everybody else to act like it's cool too. If if you really had an issue and you want everybody to know you have an issue, pass the phone on to the person to the left or the right or whatever. You know what I mean? Like she took that phone and said hi. Like they passed it to her and she said hi. Like yeah. And
yeah, I think
unfortunately her husband didn't listen to how she talked and got a clue on how he should respond. And I think she is holding him to that. You know what I mean? Like she's expecting him to know how strongly she felt about it, even though she didn't act like she felt that strongly about it by answering that phone, like by holding that phone up. You know what I mean? Well,
yeah, I think if the story would have read that when she got the phone, she hung up the call, and then they redialed him, and then gave it to to her husband, and then
whole different, and then, yeah, it's a whole different scenario. But can you imagine? Like, I would really, I don't know about you guys in the chat, but if that person said that about me and I was upset about it, like I would be that person. You hand me that phone, I would be like, oops, oh damn. Well, not spreading any more lies today. Here you go. Call him back if you want to hear the bullshit. Like, I would be that asshole. That's why I do this thread. Yeah, I would be that asshole. I would. Even though I try to be nice about everything, if somebody says something like that about me, I could not be nice. I could not be nice.
but
Like,
I think that it didn't seem to me like there was any like, oh no, like he's totally coming over, like there was like a big issue between him and his wife. It seemed like the invite over was kind of like a, after the fact, it was like he's not coming over. Like this was just a thing. Like you were being cordial with him on the phone. I'm gonna be cordial with him on the phone.
Right. In other words, taking the cue. If you're going to be respectful and just not get everybody upset, then I'm going to do the same thing. But I think she really is hurt about what this person said, because it does, and I feel for her because I would feel the same, but it does feel she's being a little bit more emotional about the situation. And I think she just wanted more support from her partner. And I don't think she's going about it in the right way, asking for it, because I'm not going to, if I want support from my partner, if I have an expectation of my partner, I also have a responsibility to let my partner know what that expectation is. How the hell do they have half a fucking chance to fulfill my expectation if they don't know what the hell it is? Like, give them a chance. 9 out of 10 times, if your partner knows what you need in a good relationship, 9 out of 10 times, if they know what you need and they know where you're coming from, even when they don't agree, they're going to be there and try to give you what you need or you want or to make you feel better. They will give you the appropriate response. But if they don't understand or they don't know that it's an expectation or a need, they have not even a prayer to fulfill it. It's you have a responsibility for letting them know. She was sitting back waiting for the text. She was sitting back like, I got upset. I know you went to bed and you didn't tell me, like you didn't address anything with me. And then sat the next day waiting for the text. People don't have the chance to fulfill your expectations if they don't know what they are. Like conversations. Isn't that what we say all the time, Mr. Serious? Communicate. Communicate. Oh, boy. I don't know.
Yeah, they were passing this phone around this room of friends, and everybody was talking to this guy apparently. Like it became a part of the party they were having. And like I don't know what she said. She didn't get really too in depth into what she said to him, but like there's such a thing as like social cues. Mm-hmm. And I don't like that. This is why I really would have loved to known what everybody else was saying exactly, because she seems to remember everything he said, and it seemed to like put daggers all into her heart.
It did. She was really looking for something there. You're right. She had a great expectation. Yeah.
But if I was in his shoes and I understood the situation, I would have been taking my cues specifically from her. I would have been like, I'm going to basically do everything you're doing. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Like, whatever you do, I'm mimicking you 100%. Because you're going to be basically my guide of how to act around this person. And I'm hoping that's what he did. But at the same time, and the reason why I would do that is because there's a party going on. So I'm not going to be like out of nowhere standing up and just being like, you know, fuck you, buddy, eat my ass, you know, in the middle of this party to this friend that they have on the phone passing it around. I mean,
I think it's a more like she's got an expectation that she hasn't exactly expressed to everyone, because everybody was kind of cool. And I can't imagine not one person in that friend group, if what she said the issue is, and be clear, she clearly said to us in an AIT thread, we're not sure she said to everybody else, but in an AIT thread, she clearly said that person on the other end of the phone clearly was telling everybody that she had sex with him and she did not. That's big no-no, okay? That's just a big no, just a big no-no. In any group with anything, especially, you know, in any situation, you know. But maybe, you know, it's unclear whether the husband thinks that's a big issue, whether they've talked about it. You know, we don't know what kind of communications they've had before, or even if that whole friend group knows it. Like, I didn't get it. I don't recall, and there could be a bad on my part. It was four panels long. I don't recall her saying in there that everybody knew what the issue was, just that she had an issue, you know. Raven says it's possible the husband didn't pay attention to the conversation they were having. Exactly. He didn't pick up on the clues. But, you know, she was also very vague on the clues. She was being cordial, you know, very cordial for someone who has this much expectation on how other people should have responded to this gentleman. Do you know what I mean? Like, Raven, I feel for you. Her husband's very local with his distaste of coffee, and he won't apologize, which is why he has a number on the voting of number 42. He's a coffee hater, asshole. Yeah, we have to. Yeah, he's a friend too, but we're gonna have to call him out, man. Coffee haters, they can't ride over here without getting grief. It's just not gonna happen. Coffee is life. Coffee is life around here. Kim says,
"Coffee right now."
Oh, you're that's so good. That will help with the tiredness, I think. Kim says, I'm with the bear. I would have hit end on that phone and said, there's a clue for y'all. Yeah, like you try not to pick up on that one as I slam it down. I get it, Kim. It's just, like make your intentions clear so there's no misunderstanding whatsoever. Okay, Julianne says a pass around call often happens when people don't really want to talk to the person and pass it off. Exactly. You say hi, bye. That's why I wouldn't have talked to him. I would have just passed it. I really would have just passed it. Like, I don't know why she engaged. It seems like a double standard to me a little bit, Mr. Serious. And we both have had relationships. So, and people in the chat, you're all involved in some kind of relationships in some way. It is not fair to hold your partner to a standard that you won't hold. I mean, she's talking to the guy, and yet her partner's getting shit for talking to the guy. Like, I don't understand the comment part about the girl. That just sounded like they say. It's a man thing. And as a woman, I can understand that that's how two men talk to. I mean, help me out here, Mr. Serious. Is that not common that you would say, "Oh, well done" or "good"? It is a little bit sexist, and I'm not really comfortable with it. I think there are much better things to say about a person, but that is common, and I don't think they mean it all the time. It is like a micro thing to me that I don't want to make a big issue out of, because I don't think the husband meant anything really by it. And some women may feel strongly about that, and strongly about me saying it's not an issue. I'm just saying it's not an issue to me. I know some people are offended by it, but it's not a big issue to me.
These kind of things, I assume, I don't ever try to assume the worst from people. Even his apology later, I would have accepted that. Like, she gets really, she's like hung up on the phrasing of it. I like, that's good enough for me. I'm good with it. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna get like hung up over all of it. I'm of the position where I have a hard time reading social cues. So if I'm out there making an ass of myself unintentionally because, I've misread the entire situation, please save me. Throw me a life preserver in the moment. Don't let me just go out there flailing, making it worse. Come out there, put a hand on my shoulder, and rescue me, please. Don't let me make things worse.
I like to do this when I have reasonable men up here with me, because I like to find out about relationship stuff. So may I ask you a question? If that situation was there and you gave that apology like that, okay, would you have appreciated if your partner had said to you, I need to talk about this because that just doesn't cover it? Like, would you have been open to carry on the conversation and go further? Like,
yeah.
Or would you have found it attacking? Like,
no.
You see, because to me, that's the first thing I would have done. If I got that apology and I didn't think it was good enough, I would have said something along the lines, I appreciate you addressing it, but there's more here that I need to talk to you about. Like, there's more to it for me. Let's discuss. Like, can we talk about it? Like, and see if we, let them know how it made me feel and why, so that they can explain themselves. Or I could further explain, how I was feeling, and they could tell me, well, you didn't really give good clues about that. Like so they could have like an honest discussion about it, instead of just going off and pouting because I didn't get the response that I wanted from my partner. I don't know.
The reason why any of this happened is, student just answered, said the thing I was about to say. The reason why all of this happened in the first place was a communication breakdown.
Bingo. And every single time.
Yep, every single time. And communication is key. It's always key. It's super important, always. And
what number 2 is, right? Yeah. Compromise.
Oh, compromise. Oh, I was thinking of like a sexual position.
Wrong show, Mr. Serious. Wrong show. We'll come back Friday for that one. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, when he was on the phone with the person that she didn't like, I don't know, because I don't know from the way she wrote it. it seems like she just let him out there to
Mm-hmm.
do as much damage as he could, like unintentionally. Like it doesn't say, like I don't know if he did it intentionally or unintentionally, but she didn't do anything. Like she didn't say, like she just let him like Hulk smash his way through that situation.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I really like if I was him, I would have loved somebody just to stop me. I don't know what I'm
Yeah.
doing. I'm just
Yeah.
being me, and sometimes that's not the right thing to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love some help. I would love to be part of a, I don't know, a couple. I would love to have somebody out there to make sure I'm
Mm-hmm.
not doing something stupid. I would love for
Mm-hmm.
that to be a thing, you know. I'd love to
Yeah.
not be by myself in this world and
Right.
not feel
How
alone.
can you grow in a relationship and you're learning about each other and everything like that? Like you're always learning. I don't care how long you've been together. You are still always learning because things change. You know, your environment changes, things in the world change, your perception of things change. You're always learning. And like I I don't know, maybe I'm weird, but I actually think when you have an expectation of anything, you also have a responsibility to let it be known because otherwise it cannot be fulfilled. Like you don't give people a chance to do the right thing by you or whatever. Everybody thinks that often that they're going, people are going to react the same way you do to something, or you're going to get it exactly. It makes sense to you, so that should be the appropriate response. But we are all fallible human beings, and every single one of us 1,000% different from the next. Like no two people are going to think the same exact thing, approach it the same way, maybe similar. I mean, a lot of us flock together because we have the same ideas and the same likes and things like that. But when you have a real expectation, especially in a personal relationship, you have a real responsibility to convey it. um Otherwise you can't have an accord, you can't have honest discourse, and you just don't get to have an accord. He wasn't necessarily complimenting his partner for real. It's like when someone shows you their baby and you can't say anything. Yes, like when they, because come on, let's be honest. All right, here comes the hate, people, because come on, some babies, they're just ugly. Like some babies are just wrinkly and like, especially if their eyes are closed, because we all know like the big eyes, you want to take care of them, and that's absolutely adorable. But we've all been in that situation where somebody has shown you a baby and it's a baby. You don't want to use the word ugly like I just did. I'm probably going to get a whole bunch of comments, but I'm sorry. I've seen babies that look like Satchmo. I've seen babies that, look like those naked cats things. Come on. Sometimes, it's not. But what do you say? Like, you got to be nice, right? I think maybe some of the people around that in that conversation were just being nice, just trying not to make it awkward, and yet she was saying it was awkward. Communication and comprehension, Kelly says. The person you're communicating with has to understand you in order to be effective. This is true. And when they don't know you well, they have to at least be open, because comprehension, you cannot comprehend anything from with a closed mind. Like you're not listening. Like you need to listen with charity, that the person you're talking to is coming from a good place with good intent and just trying to give you information or inform you or explain something to you, and not personally attacking you. Oh, very important. Very important. I know. Okay, Miranda, I'm sorry. Well, some babies are ugly to me, but I can see that because most babies, 99% of the babies, are absolutely adorable.
Also, it can be scary sometimes when you're making like what you want to be known, because you
Mm-hmm.
might be like thinking that your partner might laugh at you. It might be embarrassing.
Oh, yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
still, let it be known. You'd be really shocked at how many times, like, the most embarrassing thing that you would want, your partner would just find it, like, absolutely adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Just let it be known.
Just let
Just
it be
do it.
known. Exactly. And on that, I think we're going to vote, but pretty much from the comments, I think everybody is thinking the same thing. But I'm going to read this thing at least once for the stream. I'm going to try to get through it. Here we go are your options. If you think number one, the original poster, the operator, the woman is the asshole, vote number one. She's the one who is upset about everybody's behavior, especially her husband. She's upset with the husband. So if you think he is the asshole for not communicating properly, picking up cues, or taking that call and not apologizing properly, vote number two. If you think they're both assholes, vote number three. Then we have number 4, one of my favorites, yay duck porn. Yay porn, just yay porn in general. Number 5 is the bears fun for boys and boobies, and that would be they're trying to get me to a strip club because of, for research, for mayhem people. It's all for research. Okay. Number 6 is everyone in the world is an asshole. That's Mr. Sirius's favorite today because he hasn't had enough coffee yet or enough sleep. Number 7 is peckers and pecks and pants on the decks, which is an opening line for mayhem. Number 8, we love number 8. Our mate Chris is always the asshole. He's an impeccable asshole, almost an asshole to perfection. And my throat hurts today. I can't even say asshole properly. But yes, vote number 8 if you believe that Chris needs to trend as always the asshole. Number 9 is Rev Ruins because he's a big asshole too because he dropped Bears my Discord on the regular. Number 11 is Beaver needs a laser beam. That was for the summer. It's okay. I like lasers, but we'll see. Number 42, a favorite in this chat and in the Discord. That would be Jay is a coffee hating asshole because I'm sorry, Jay is a coffee hating asshole because he hates coffee. And he qualifies at number 42. 69 and your phone number. Everybody knows this is not just an Am I the Asshole voting thing. This is a channel-wide rule. You are not allowed to put 69 in the chat without a phone number. It's rude. It's teasing. It's just not right. And we don't have that here. We don't play like that. So if you put 69 in there, put your phone number. It's only fair, people. We just want to be fair. 96 is Claire is really a drop bear. She's not, but you could scare people with that. Go ahead. 96 is Claire's really, nope. 99 is give the bear the double G's, please. Yes, my avatar augmenter, the avatar surgeon in general, we're going to keep it, you might know who he is, but I'm going to keep that, I'm not going to say it again. But he has got them as big as they can get. The avatar will fall over if we make them any bigger. They're just going to have to stay the way they are. 420 is no cocktail means no cock in that tail. And number 666 is spiders are the devil. I agree. Spiders can be the devil. I don't know. Let me just pop these back down here. What are you going to vote, Mr. Serious? Did you? I didn't look in the chat.
I didn't put any numbers in.
But you could say. You could just say. Yeah.
I really don't feel like anybody in this situation is an asshole. Like, I don't feel like anybody breaches the asshole line. I feel like this is just, like, regular, like, I think that the girlfriend, she is I think having like an anxiety thing. I would not put that into asshole territory, but the guy, I think he's just being dumb. He's being dumb guy. I don't think asshole girl, she's being anxious, not asshole. I don't think anybody's being an asshole. I think it's just a bad situation. I think the friends maybe being an asshole, but I don't know how much they know about the this guy's like situation with her. Like, I don't know. I don't know what anybody knows here. Like, I'm not certain exactly where the asshole blame should be.
We don't know if the whole crowd knows everything. So how can we call them assholes if they don't even know? They were just being polite and trying not to be awkward. Even if they did know, if you're in somebody's home, wouldn't you try to be polite, and not offend anybody or start a big deal about anything, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. Yes, you vote correctly. Almost, I gotta put this up. This is if you come in late or you don't know what we're talking about, that's the way to vote every single time. Like, that's it. You nailed it, Matt. Vote 8 and 42 and 666. That's it. That's how you do it. But I voted 3, and I mean like both he and she. And the reason I vote 3 is because, as usual, they were not communicating or compromising, and I take exception to that in a relationship. Like, those are my rules. So I always vote 3 when they're like that. Because I don't want to vote 6 for the rest of the world, because I like some people, especially the funny ones in the chat. And especially my guest, who is always you're so reasonable for you all the time. You always take everybody's like view of it. Like, you don't want to weigh down, and you give everybody, the way I use the word grace, you give everybody the grace of having the opinion and try to understand where they're coming from. That takes a special person, Mr. Serious. I just wanted to say that because sometimes people need to hear it, you know? So.
Yeah, and I haven't had my naps, so.
And you haven't had your nap, and you're still being reasonable. Like, we need to like start a dating YouTube site and get some single women over there for you. Like,
the reason why, also, the reason why I wouldn't say that they're like they're not communicating. I say it's a communication breakdown, and I wouldn't say they're not communicating because, like, they actually did really good at communicating even after the fact, except for, like, I don't know. Oh, wait, we're done with this. Let's go to the next one.
Yeah. No, but I hear what you're saying. I just want to add, yes, they did, but they didn't. Like, she wasn't satisfied, and she was, like, behind the scenes bitching about it and not bringing it forward. So
True.
Right there is where it broke down for me. Like, she wasn't holding up her responsibility in that side of the conversation.
Like, I hope that they were able to resolve this after the fact. I hope that this didn't just stew and remain on.
I hope not, because if she's not bringing it forward, that's what's going to happen. She's not going to let it go, and that's not fair to either of them. So, and wait, this is good commentary. It's the coffee. Coffee allows us to have grace for others. You're so right. It also keeps us out of jail and keeps our friends from having to bail us out and murder charges and all that. Tea works. Tea works if it's caffeinated. If it's caffeinated, tea works too. But. All right, let's move on to this next one because it's just as bad from what I can tell. Okay, it's short. Oh, excuse me, people. So I'm a 24-year-old male. I called my best friend, 24-year-old female of 10 years, after a night out to chat while waiting for my ride home. We get to her venting her issue with a mutual friend, let's call him John, who owed her money and skipped on a payment and treat themselves out. She goes on to explain how she felt offended. He shouldn't have let her know if he was struggling and just flat out pay her back if he had the funds to. I put my 2 cents in, knowing her for so long, that she can be belligerent, and asked could there be a chance it was uncomfortable for John to come out to tell her the truth. I agree he should have paid her and get priorities in check and told her that, but was trying to dig deeper into why is this a thing in the first place since we're all very close friends. However, she took it that I was on John's side, and what it seems to be put my full faith into how she told me the issue between them. I don't understand what that means. So now, after a strongly worded text calling me inconsiderate and a disappointment, she cut me off for good and pinning me as a snake to the rest of my friend group that we are in. So am I the asshole here for? So basically someone came to him with a gripe about one of their mutual friends, and when he tried to be reasonable, he's the asshole? Is that what that said? It was confusing to me.
It was money.
It was about money. Yeah.
All right, this is a rule. This is a rule I have. I don't ever borrow money from anybody. I will only take money from people. I have a very
you know what? That's a good rule because I don't loan money to people. If I give money to anyone, I'm giving it away. I'm not expecting anything back because I don't want this shit. I don't want this problem. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I hear you, Mister. Like, take it. It's not a loan. Just take it. Then there's no issue, right?
Well, I mean, I have the worst memory for things, and it's not like I don't. It's not that I mean to. It's like I've borrowed money in the past, and then I'll forget about it. And then somebody, I mean, it's not like it's like a convenient slip my mind. It's like I will be reminded of it. It'll be like $10, and I will have the ability to pay them back like 30 times over in the course of time that goes by. And then they'll remind me, and the guilt that hits me will literally destroy me. And that's not worth it. Why would I want to go through that?
Mm. No, and I get that because then you got all that pressure and expectation, and it kind of bleeds into everything else. That's why, like, I have that policy. If the money's gone, the money's gone. Like, that's it. I never even think about it again. I don't want that coming between anybody. And people need help sometimes. Like, I'm not saying like don't take money from someone and don't talk to your friends about your needs or things like that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you are the one giving the money, be clear about expectations or don't have any, because this is what happens. People don't communicate, and it gets, whenever money's involved like that, sometimes it just gets so out of control. If people put more on it than it needs to be, it gets uncomfortable.
Or somehow like the money becomes like part of the friendship.
Right. Right. And Kelly says he's not the asshole for seeing both sides of it. He's kind of the asshole for expecting him. She's kind of the asshole for expecting him just to be on her side. Exactly. Or now here I'll put a caveat on that. Just a little part, because I agree 100% with that, Kelly, with one exception. You should be able to vent to your friends with no recourse, like with no judgment or whatever. But you have to clearly premise it that way. You have to say, listen, I'm venting, I'm bitching, please, this is it. Like, I don't want your opinion. Don't try to fix this for me. I just need to get it out. Because otherwise, when you're talking to friends, they're going to try to be reasonable and fix it for you or give you an answer. They may think you'll want their opinion. If you don't want their opinion, clearly say so. And I have said it. My friends know. Like, I will, if I have if I need to get it out so it doesn't turn toxic inside me or overly consume my day. How something gets just stuck that annoys you and it just like goes around and round and you just can't get out. Like, if you need to talk to somebody to get it out, then get it out. But premise the conversation that way, or talk to the person who knows that's what you're doing. Like the one you usually, don't we all have that friend that you beat up with your emotional aggression with all the time? Like, we all have somebody, right? I really feel sorry for that person in my life sometimes, because like I can be a drama bombing machine, like if I got something to get out. But go to that person, the one that knows you don't mean anything by it and ain't going to judge you for it, is going to brush it aside, and then maybe later say, do you want to talk about that, like, reasonably, now that you got it all out, But apparently she didn't want his opinion, right? She didn't want it. She didn't want anything. Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't want it at all.
Mm-mm. He's not a yes man. He's not that kind of friend. Like, he was actually trying to be a real friend and let her know, are you possibly setting it up that he can't come to you with your aggressive style of communication, which you just proved to me in this conversation. Sorry, I had to say it because, man, that's what she did, right?
Right.
She was like,
it's like, are you might be, I mean, he might not have the monetary means to pay you back now, but in the meantime, you might be sabotaging this friendship. Like, is that worth it? How much money is that worth to you? Like, are you putting a monetary value on friendship?
Yeah, that's just it. Because I mean, just in that little short paragraph, she actually went to a friend to complain about a friend, and when the other friend said, well, your style's a little aggressive, like maybe he just didn't feel comfortable coming to talk to you, then she bashed him for saying that and proved his point, like right there, like proved she's not open for anybody to come to her with an open conversation. Like, well, she's a bit aggressive. Yeah.
Not only that, but apparently she blocked him, and now went to the rest of the friend group and is trying to like stab him in the back.
Yeah, like, to me this reads like, when I read it, it's only a paragraph in the whole thing. And first of all, the sentence structure and everything, it was making me crazy. So like the op writer was confusing me anyway, but I get his point. It was like the whole thing is like, how many ways could she prove that she just overreacts to every goddamn thing? Like, how many ways can she prove that she is the aggressor in the friend group? Like, she's the one everybody goes, oh, do we tell her? Like, should we tell her? Like, are you ready to tell her now? Because, like, pop goes the weasel. Like, I could just see the whole thing. I'm making fun of it because it's actually like too true. It's just too true. It's hysterical. It's yeah. She definitely overreacted. Yeah, she blocked him for having a different opinion. For just saying, maybe, have you left the door open for him to actually talk to you? You're a little aggressive about it, and boom, block. Yeah, then he's the asshole. I don't know. People don't like the truth, do they?
Not when it's like one-sided. But truth's always one-sided. Truth is always on the side of the facts.
Right. And the facts don't need to talk. Let's just say that. Facts are facts. They're just out there. They're there, right? They speak for themselves. Oh God. Yeah. All right, let's vote on this one. This one's going to be pretty easy. I'm not going to put up the slide, you all know. So vote number 1, if the operator, who has now been blocked and pinned as the asshole for trying to give an opinion about a situation to his friend. Vote number 1 if you think he's the asshole. If you think the girlfriend that he was talking to, who is upset about the other person in the friend group that she lent money to, then vote number 2. If you think they're both assholes, vote number 3. And number 4, that's yay porn. Number 5 is for the GoFundMe. 6, everybody's an asshole. 8, one of my favorites, Chris, always the asshole. 9, Reverend Ruin. 42 for coffee, hating Jay. In this crowd, Jay gets a bad rap in this crowd. He's a nice guy, except for that one thing. Oh, wait, there are 2 things, and it's probably not fair for me to bring it up, but I am that asshole. I will. He also hates pineapple pizza, people. Like, I don't even know how we can be friends, but I like him. He's cool. He's a cool dude, but I have to question now. But I don't know. There's 2 strikes. I hope he doesn't come up with anything else. I don't know what I'm going to do. But anyway.
You better watch out. He'll block you, and then he'll start...
He's going to... No, actually not Jay. That I could say. Jay would never do that. Jay would actually try to have a conversation or just not talk to you, but I don't think he's going to block you. Not unless you, really got in his face with some real toxic bullshit and were causing harm to other people. Jay will probably block you for causing harm to other people, but not really. He would be reasonable. He's one of the most reasonable people I know. He's so damn calm about everything. Everything. He's very reasonable. Except, oh, don't, Raven. Don't tell me he kicks puppies too. Now I gotta kick him out. Don't do that. He kicks puppies too. No, it can't be. All right. I know that I'm going to say that it's definitely a number 2 and a number 4 and a number 8 and a number 9 and a number 42. I would do 666 too. That's for me.
I definitely go with number 2. I definitely think that, of course, I'm sure the writer is going to write this in their best interest, but regardless, I think that these people, the person that he's talking about, I mean, I've seen them in the wild before. I know they exist, and it's this isn't the first time I've seen something like this, so. Yeah. I believe that this could easily be a true story, too.
Yeah. No, Matt's threatening me with don't start with the pineapple stuff. Okay, it's my channel. I will. Here they do. I have a whole pineapple squad here, Matt. Sorry. But, yeah, I know. You don't like the pineapple either. But I still think you guys are smart and adorable. That's it. I don't know. It looks like people are agreeing with us. I saw Matt put a whole bunch of... There are enough 2s in the chat from Matt to go for everybody. Everybody votes number 2 is the asshole, which I did also, and I believe you did too. So, and just so that you all know, so did the Reddit. Astoundingly, no one was on that girl's side. Nobody was on her side on that thread at all. So, you ready for another one? We have a few minutes. Do you have a few minutes? We'll go just a few minutes over. You okay?
Sure, yeah.
You okay? Okay. This one is kind of neutral. This one's kind of neutral. It affects everybody at some time in their life, but it brought up an interesting question to me about how professionals act. So let's go. Am I the asshole for failing my driver's test the second time for being rude? I'm a 17-year-old female, and I went today to take my license test for the second time in a small town in Canada. For context, the first time I did, I failed after some confusion as to the rules mentioned by the instructor. I wasn't familiar with or had never heard of before, like the 5 kilometer away from stop sign, like that's 16 and a half feet, and stating that going 45 in a 50 was too slow after speeding up from a school zone. 28 miles in a 30. She's giving us the translations. Thank you very much, operator. He also, instead of vocalizing where he wanted me to turn, used his hands, which I thought might be dangerous because I'm supposed to be looking at the road. Point. But then again, he's the tester, so I could be wrong and it might be normal. There were a few other oddities I didn't think much of and just figured I made too many mistakes. Anyways, I was pretty upset with myself afterwards as the test is very expensive, so I practiced. Today I felt prepared, knowing what to expect. I did inquire about getting a different examiner this time, just due to the confusion of the previous test. I was told he was the only one. I was okay with this, just hoping I could clarify some things before we started. I showed up on time, filled out my necessary paperwork, and handed over the documentation required. He seemed a little irritated with me from the beginning, but I wasn't exactly happy either. We checked over the vehicle and he explained how the test would go. He mentioned having 3 attempts at a parallel park, so I asked if I would because the last time I only received 1. He stated that I did have 3 tries last time. I was sure he didn't. He then brought up that I requested someone else earlier and said I was talking bad about him. I denied talking bad about him. All of this escalated quickly and he started to raise his voice. I was in my mom's minivan with him in the passenger seat and it became very uncomfortable. I told him I was just wondering if there was another tester and it wasn't personal. He then yelled, "If you keep talking, I will fail you right now." I apologized because I didn't want to pay the fee again, but he failed me and slammed my car door. I was pretty shaken up and furious, but I followed him to the building to talk to the receptionist. He then yelled at me in the lobby in front of the customers and the staff, calling me extremely rude and disrespectful. I told him to not raise his voice at me. He ended up storming off into the back office. I was holding back tears at this point. The receptionist was obviously uncomfortable, but was nice enough to offer a refund for the test. I was completely embarrassed and worked up. My mom showed up and tried to file a complaint, but he came back in and started telling my mom I was a liar. I didn't want to cause more of a scene, so we left. I don't know. Well, what do you think?
Well, it's in Canada, so none of this makes sense to me.
Yeah, not that usually. You guys are the really polite ones, the Canadians. Yes, if there are any. Yeah, I do not see. Like, what a bad day for the instructor. I mean, damn, he just sounded aggressive. But then again, the test taker is young. Could they be making more of it than what it was? If it's accurate what she's saying, then God, is he an arsehole? Like, dude, you're gonna lose your job if you keep doing this shit, you know?
I'm going to be perfectly honest. I think he should lose his job.
Yeah.
I mean, he should be objective, and if objective doesn't give a shit about how he feels. He's supposed to go out there and to see if she can drive or not, and how he cares about, you know, how he feels about how he, you know, jives with her. Doesn't have anything to do with it. He's supposed to make safe drivers on the road. And if he can't do that in a professional manner, then he needs to find another place to work. At least that's just how I feel about it.
No, and I kind of agree. Kelly says, guys like him are what give DMV workers a bad name. He took it personal and held it against her. He's just an asshole. You know what? I hear this, and Peter says, "Gosh, just ouch." Yup. Yelling at someone in a professional environment is not good. Oh, this is nice. Jay said Claire's the asshole. It is true. I am an admitted asshole on a regular. I admit it. I am. Why do you think I love this show? But I own it. And I don't hate coffee. If her post is accurate, whether she was rude or not, it don't matter. He should have been professional. Here's the thing. Regardless of if he thought that kid would, this younger person than him, was rude, okay? They are 17. You are the adult and the professional. How about acting like that in conducting yourself during this very awkward situation? He did not have to go there. He obviously took everything personal from the start. To me, it looked like he's obviously had other complaints, because when that person asked for another tester, they went to him and said, you need to stop. Like, people who don't want you to give the test because you're being a jerk. Like, he actually had some kind of HR or some kind of superior talking to him about his behavior. And to me, it seems like with that kind of attitude, it may not have been the first time. But then again, I might be reading into the situation. I'm just stating the obvious. Big friggin' arsehole. If you're Canadian and you're acting like that, man, they're going to kick you out of the country. They should. They should. You're giving them a bad name. The guy was bad. Yeah.
Maybe people were complaining about him giving them weird signals and being too handsy during the tests.
Really? And I didn't think he was supposed to give hand to. Did they not make a good point about keeping their eyes on the road? Why is she supposed to? He's supposed to use his words. They're supposed to teach you to go, not to take your hands off, not to take your eyes off the roads. Why is she got to look for him for hand directions? That's so wrong. It's so wrong. As Peter says, as someone who used the test military drivers, I would say that he treated the young person who would have been nervous driving anyway. Not a good thing to upset people with 2 tons in the hand. Exactly. Like, he wasn't being very professional. Like, he could have handled it from a much better perspective. Even though he was taking it personal. If he knew that the person was complaining about him, why would you give them more to say? Like, crikey, I don't understand that one. Why did he give this person so much more to say about him if you already took it personal? I don't understand. Yeah. What were you saying, Mr. Serious? I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, well, if I was this guy, I would fail everybody. Like, I think that he, like, if I did the hand signal thing, like, I'd be like, like, I'd signal, they'd look over, you took your eyes off the road, points off, and then they'd be like, they'd look over, like, they'd stop the car, look over, they'd be like, oh, why you stopped in the middle of the road, points off, and they're like, oh, you were signaling. Like, no, I'm over here picking my nose, I'm not signaling. What are you talking about?
This is true. Everybody would fail, right? Kelly says, as a parent, I would have done much more than just complain to someone higher up if that was my child, he yelled at. Yes, but then, here's the thing. He attacked the mom and brought, like, right out there in the open in front of everybody. He's talking about the issue. No private room, nothing. Like, let's go talk about this. Like, he just looks bad. Not very pretty. Having a bad day, dude. What? I'm hoping it was just that day, but it doesn't sound like it since it started on a different day. Almost the doctor says, but yes, driving tests are very stressful if you're 17. It's about the same age for Australians too. And it should be part of his job to be patient. Exactly. You're dealing with minors. You're dealing in a stressful situation. You know, exactly. You're an instructor. You're supposed to be patient. Everybody learns different, dude. Like, oh my God. Sounds like the instructor is an asshole, but I don't know. Suspect there's more to this story. Given the confusion, I'm going to pin it on a soft cheese Chris all the way. Thank you, Linda. I forgot about the soft cheese part, but yeah, thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Okay. Perhaps a different town to do your test. Yes, it would be nice. They should be given the option to go to another facility and not have to deal with him anymore, especially now. Yeah. Go ahead.
I agree with her that she probably wasn't given multiple chances to do her parallel parking test. You probably failed her off. She's probably right about that, because he was probably a dick to her the first time around. He doesn't seem like the kind of person who has enough patience to get through a test. But when I took my driving test, when I had to do the parallel parking thing, I I had to be told by the instructor to stop during my parallel parking because there was two cones set up, and I had to parallel park between the two cones, and they were like, there was no room between them. But I seriously, like, I just went between the two cones, right? And I kept adjusting the car until I squeezed all the way through them and came out the other side.
Oh no.
so, they, so they were just like, good enough.
Oh. Hi, Chesh. Oh no, that's hysterical though. But oh my god, I just can't imagine that this person should ever have to deal with him. He's obviously not professional, and there must be some way to put a formal complaint about somebody like that. You're dealing with minors, and he's out in the middle, like when they go in and in front of everybody who's there waiting for other things. You're in line and everything like that, and he's embarrassing everybody out in front, like just totally. Oh no, Chesh is here to threaten me. Oh God, are you here to protect? Oh no, you can't, right? Conflict of interest here, huh, Mr. Serious? What do you do? Chesh is here to harass me and threaten me, and you're my guest. Like, what do we do? This could be an AIT. Let's write it. Let's get together and write this one. Like, what do you do in this situation? This is terrible.
Oh no.
I don't know. Because, just showing up in the chat is terrorizing. I hear you, Jess. Don't make me laugh because I gotta talk and my throat is already really, really bad and I'm coughing. You're here to tell me what to do. Oh my God, please, Jess, please tell me what to fucking do with my channel, please. I welcome all your wisdom. I do. Jack, that's not fair. I thought we were friends. Oh my God. But anyway, if you're going to, all right, this is a rule on my channel. Okay, if you're going to come here to harass me, then at least vote who the asshole was. Just vote for anybody. And if you can't think of anybody, vote number 8 and vote number 42. Because Chris is always the asshole. And 42 is a coffee-hating asshole. And you know how we feel about that.
Well, I think on this one, it's an easy one. I think the DMV tester guy is always the asshole. I think he was born an asshole, and I don't think he'll ever be able to shake it.
But unfortunately, he's giving the DMV workers a really bad rap. Like, don't they already have a bad enough rap about taking too long and being grumpy and doing all of this?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Yes, Les Chess, you're harming me because of my voice. Yes, you can't harm me. Stop, it's too funny. I left your stream to come over here and do this, and I was laughing so hard I was choking. I was definitely choking. The hypocrisy is just astounding. It's totally so funny.
I couldn't watch Chesh's stream. I had to take a nap. I was passing out. Like, I had no options. And that made me sad. I had to make that decision. Because I wanted to come here. There was no way I could come here if I didn't take a nap first.
Well, I'm glad that you took your nap. And you know what the good thing is that there's always replay. And now that you've had your coffee and you're awake a little more, you could truly appreciate the gloriness that stream was. Because it's well worth every second. Like, you got to go watch that stream. It was the hypocrisy that was pointed out and just the ludicrousness. And read the chat, because the chat was lit. Like, everybody was having a go. It was worth every second. So it'll be time well spent tonight. What's the beaver number? Which beaver? Oh wait, hold on, I'll put it up for you because I don't even remember. That's how many numbers I have here. You mean your laser one? That is number 11 is Bear's Beaver needs a laser beam. Is that the one you mean? Almost the doctor? The new name for gigantic asshole is AK. Oh, instead of S. Oh, Julian. Well, you could vote that way. But yeah, I think there's quite a bit of ass cannonness going on over there. If not just sheer closed minds. You're always an arsehole if you have a closed mind, in my opinion. Of course. Just my opinion. Just a bear with an opinion about arseholes. There you go.
That guy was yelling at her in the car. And then he's like, say something else, and I'm failing you. And then she
And
tried to
and he
apologize,
and he
and
failed her for apologizing. Like crikey, what the heck? He failed her for apologizing. That was the next word she said, and he slammed her door. Rude.
how do you fail someone for not even starting the test?
I just don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know. Although I do know my niece took her driving test, and she. I should preface this with saying that she had to take it several times. Like she was on her fifth take, and she had to petition to take it the fifth time because they don't let you take it that many times. Um, and her errors were so egregious that they just wouldn't go through with it. Like it was like so bad, like every time, like um starting the car without your foot on the brake or out of park.
What?
Yeah, like really dangerous stuff. Like she just would get so nervous she would do the worst thing possible. So like she would fail like 2 seconds in. The car barely moved the first couple of times. So
No, wait, what?
I know, and I'm sorry, niece, if you ever watch this. I'm sorry, but yeah, true story. Yeah,
No,
she just got that nervous. Yeah.
that's so bad. Did anybody ever like take her out to practice and stuff?
Yeah, she was a decent driver. It's just she got so nervous that she would do everything. Like some people are like that. They just can't handle the pressure of someone watching them or knowing that. Like she wanted her driver's license so bad, and she knew she had failed. Like after the first time, she did a stupid mistake, and then after you fail, like you really just want to pass, and so there's more pressure and more pressure. And some people just act bad. Always make the wrong choice under pressure. You know what I mean? Like she couldn't help it. She couldn't help it. One of the people in my year at school complained when he failed because he didn't check his blind spots. I remember thinking, how the hell do you think you don't need to check your blind spot? That's it. I got yelled at. I did that. I got 1 point on mine, and it was from coming from a parked position and not turning my head all the way around to make sure I saw all the way in the back, even though I had all three of my mirrors in the right place, because I didn't make that extra effort to make sure nobody was on that quarter panel when I pulled out into traffic. I got a point. So I hear you, almost a doctor. Like, yeah, that blind spot, you got to check that. It's a valuable point there. But, since I got that point on my driver's test, I was always very conscious of it after that. Like it's ingrained in me like a thing. Like, so that helps. Miranda says she would probably do that because she has anxiety issues. Luckily, kind of, I haven't had to do one because I'm able and control. Well, I'm sorry that you're not able to take the test. And then that they don't have something to allow you to be able to. I know there's lots of things out there, but everybody's situation is different. But I understand the anxiety part of it too. It's not easy to do anything when anxiety can be quite crippling to people. And
Well, you know, I I'm not certain if I would enjoy driving today. I haven't
Mhm.
driven in a long time. I can't do it now because I my joint issues have compounded to the point where it's extremely painful to even ride in a car sometimes, let
Yeah, to
alone
sit
try to
that long. I understand that. To sit that long would be hard. Yeah.
try to hold a wheel and press gas and stuff like that
Mm-hmm.
while doing it probably be a nightmare.
Mm.
The anxiety that I would have just trying to like navigate traffic and stuff like that used to just drive me insane.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad I don't have to do that anymore.
Mm-hmm. No, um, I sometimes we don't need to. Like if you have the situation and everything. I'll be honest with you. I did not drive until I was 25 because I didn't need to, and a lot of my friends and even my family thought that was like so weird, that and I made arrangements that I had everything that I needed. Miranda, I just want to tell you that almost every state has some kind of organization to help you with that. If you know who provides that type of service for putting on equipment on cars, contact them. They will know the groups that can help you. It's worth an email. it's worth an email, because there are people out there that will help, that just want to get people that have enough mobility to be out there and functioning in the world, and they want to give them the monetary ability to do it. Because in this world, unfortunately, not only do the disabled have the frustration of having to do things differently or harder than others, they also have to deal with the fact that everything to do with making it able for them to do it is 10 times more expensive than anything else. They make it absolutely financially impossible to become part of society, although they'll blame you for not being out there. And then they just make it very difficult for you to do it. So, definitely start with the people that actually put the equipment on the car. There is a company called New Motion that's pretty national that I know of. And look that up first, and then look for your state. There's great resources there. And just talk to somebody. You'll find kind people that will at least point you in the direction. You will have to follow quite a few leads, but you can get there. There is someone out there that will help you. You will see. Just don't give up. If you want to be out there, I wish you well, and try to get you as much information to get you out there. So,
well, secretly, I know it is my fault.
Mm-hmm. What? That you're not out driving, or?
Yeah.
Well, if it causes pain, I can't blame you for not wanting to drive.
Oh no, I was joking, but I was making a joke about internalized guilt, but. When I had issues with getting my license, like there was the thing I did where I let my license lapse and I had to go get my license renewed, so I had to take my driver's test over again. And I tried taking it over again in the county in which I didn't live. And now this is gonna sound horrible, but I failed the written portion of the test like 3 times. And then I was like, why am I taking it in the wrong county? So I go and take it in the county that I lived in, and the questions there were so dumb that I passed it on my first try.
Well, that's good that you passed it, right?
Well, no. The questions were absolutely like this is like the smartest question on the entire test. If somebody is in a car accident, what should you do? Should you grab them and throw them in your car and bring them to the hospital? Should you grab them and sit them up and give them water?
Well, I don't think you should put them in your car, because the damage you could do to some. No, okay, I see what you're saying. I missed that, like doy, like right over, like right. That went like that. Yeah, just erase all of that. I don't edit, so like that was the bear with their ass hanging out for 5 minutes because I didn't get any of that. Sorry. No. That's insane.
Yeah, the test in the county that I was in was like, how many exact feet in inches, and like the difference on the questions would be like 1 inch off. Like that's what the answers would be, and I'd be like, oh fuck, like what was the inches?
This would be our parents. I could hear my mom now saying, you must learn your math, because math is applied to everything. And now you're just telling me it's part of that exam too. Like, you have to know your math. You be able to calculate on the spot because it's going to come up while you're taking your driver's test.
Right?
No, I know. I'm just giggling because, like, I always giggle when something occurs where my mom was 100% right, because she would always tell me, "You're laughing now. You're looking at me like that now, but someday you're gonna know I was right." It's true. Believe your mothers.
And then I go to the next county, and it's like, when is it appropriate to park on the railroad tracks? And the last answer is never. And the rest of them are just stupid.
Wait a minute. Did they put that on the driving test, right? Yes. That was actually, you're pulling my leg like I'm not getting taller here. That was literally on the test. who the heck? Somebody was, you know what, test writers. I do believe that some of these people that have these jobs that have to do these kind of boring things, like put things down in writing that should be obvious. Sometimes I think they just have a goal. Like they pick a day a year, and then whatever they do is just like a big satirical joke because that one actually got published. Like, how could they? Why would anybody think it was appropriate to park on a railroad tracks? I don't know.
Well, these two counties are right next to each other, but one obviously like thinks that their citizens are way smarter than the other ones.
Oh my God. Student says he spent 79% of his whole life behind the wheel, and it was voted best to be the getaway driver. Yes, everybody needs to have a friend like that, to be the getaway driver, especially in your youth. Yeah. I get that. I spent a lot of time driving myself. Let me see.
Oh, I was voted most to need a getaway driver.
Most to need a getaway driver? What were you doing? I don't even wait. That's another stream entirely. That is totally another stream entirely, I bet. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh, that's true. On that, I'm going to put my new very short outro in. I apologize, people. My voice is like starting to go. Mr. Sirius, it was so lovely of you to take a nap so that you could be here and spend time with me. Even though you were completely exhausted. I appreciate it. And you missed Chesh's stream. And she's going to harass me forever now.
Oh, yeah. It's over now. I don't know what you're going to do.
I don't know. And I like it over there. Like I'm really upset, because apparently if she just even shows up, you're just like, that's it. It's over.
We'll never survive. We're now all victims. And we'll have to talk about it.
No, that's it. Do I have to do that now? Do I have to well-verse myself in hypocrisy, bullshit, and victimhood? I'm not ready, people. I'm not ready. Somebody send me lessons, please. I don't know. I can't do it. Like, I have to change my whole channel, my whole style. What am I going to do, Mr. Sirius? You need to help me. This is terrible. Like, I can't live up to that kind of pressure. That's like, oh my gosh.
You're going to have to rest your voice because you're going to have to do like a 4-hour stream.
Oh, 8 hours. Oh. That I could do. I could just play a clip over and over to do one of those 8-hour streams. I mean, because really, what is it? It's only like 7.5 minutes of content on replay. Yeah.
Did you see her coming in here all talking in your chat? Oh my God.
Did you see her come in here and talked in my chat? She said my name, Mr. Sirius. She typed it out.
Like she knew you.
Like she fucking knew me. Oh, you know what? That would be a whole stream. Chesh, hook us up, man. Let's do it. Like, this would be great. We just need to do a parody on this. I have ideas. This is too rich to just leave die. We cannot let this one die without at least a 15-minute parody on YouTube. So hit me up. And anybody from that side or this side or the other side, do they have a side? I don't know. Do parallelograms have more than one side? Anyway, hit me up because this is too rich. I gotta go now because I'm laughing myself silly and I'm gonna choke. Rajesh is the bully. Oh, please don't. You know what, Kelly? The sad part is that probably is a hashtag right now because they're so ridiculous. Like, I can't feel you, girl. I'm like, we have to do a parody on this, please, Goblin, please. This is so good. Oh my God, I gotta go. Thank you so much, Mr. Sirius. We're gonna talk. This is gonna be good.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, enjoy the rest of your evening. I hope you wake up a little bit more and enjoy the rest of it. Go watch Chesh's stream. It's a good laugh. It's a serious good laugh, though. The hypocrisy is astounding. But on that note, my very short outro, and I will see everybody later. And thank you, Rakin, for the lovely intro and outro. You're just too good to me, girl. Just too good to me.